Now, from gold 1 to platinum 3. Macro's easy for me. Micro, ugh, storms and colossi. You better be sorry. Yo, ViBE, I sent you a stream game. It seems up your alley? I'll check it out. Thank you very much, Redbot. What if I can install in? I already talked about that during the game. Hey, we got Protoss! We got Protoss! Alright, so gold 1 Protoss, boys. Let's go. We're getting a little bit more advanced all the time. Alright, so we're going to build our 15th probe is going to go up here and chrono boost it right now. Pylon's done. We're going to go build a gateway up here. We're going to scout his base after. Re-rally the Nexus to my mineral line. And now we're going to right click his mineral patch with my scouting probe. For now, that's what we're going to do. Now let's build the gas. Chrono boost my Nexus again. At 20 supply, we'll make another pylon. Make it now. Gateway is almost done. He's taking a natural. Alright. Does he have a pool? No, there's a spawning pool now. It just started. So now we're sending a probe back to my natural to build a core. And we're going to leave it here for a second. We're going to saturate my gas in my main. And we're going to then build a nexus. And then after we build the nexus, we're going to build another gas. There you go. Whoa. And now let's build another probe and then another gas. Let's chrono boost it again as soon as we can. We're chrono boost our nexus one more time again. So build a pylon over here. Nexus chrono boost. Build a pylon. We'll start an adept. We'll send 3 probes to my gas. We'll re-rally my nexus over here. Like that. Start cybernetics core upgrade, the warp gate. And now we're building probes still. We're 2 saturated probes over. Let's grab 2 of them and go back over here. Now let's build a second gateway right there. And we're still making probes, boys, the whole time. Now let's build another pylon, one more right here. So we're going to be 1 pixel between. You can test it like this. You see that's red, down 1 green, down 1 more. Now there's an opening of 1 pixel. Put the Protoss, the unit inside of it, hold position, you're done. Behind this we'll make another adept, and we'll keep making probes. Now we can make 2 probes at a time. Chrono boost, chrono boost. I spent all my Nexus energy at this point. All of it's being spent, guys. Then we can build a pylon again over here. Now we have 2 adepts. Let's start making some stalkers. 2 adepts will help a lot if this guy decides to do like a Ling flood to me. But now I'm going to start making stalkers because stalkers are the universal unit that's easy to use. So here comes a Ling, like a little bit of Ling pressure. See how good my 2 adepts are. But don't stop making probes. Don't stop making probes during this. 2 adepts just shut that shit down. And I didn't even lose a single HP on any of my units. I just lost shields. Now let's grab a probe, mine minerals through my adept that's in the wall. And let's go to my 3rd base. Keep making probes during this. And keep making 2 stalkers out of this. Go here, and let's start a 3rd base. Now as soon as we make the nexus, let's put to the left of it. 1 pixel over like this, again red, open, 1 more. Stack 2 pylons on it. Now let's take our adepts and right click in between them, take our probe and right click back. Put a stalker in the doorway now. The whole position. Now let's grab 2 probes, make 2 gases. Keep making probes. Let's even chrono boost them. Now these adepts go in the middle like this and hold position. Now back at my main base, let's just make some more production because we're going to start being able to use it. A robo, a gate, and a gate. We're going to go up three more production buildings here. Now let's fully saturate these gases. Fully saturate these gases. Make warp gates, and now let's start making some stalkers. Some more stalkers. Now we're oversaturated by 3. Let's grab 3 probes. Set them down here. All Nexus is rallied here as well. Let's make another pylon, because we're going to supply blocks soon-ish. Another pylon. Now back in my main base, let's make a forge, a pylon, and a Twilight Council. The reason why we're doing this, and we're going to make an observer out of my rover the first time. The reason why we're making these next buildings is because we're almost fully saturated already on our 3rd base. So now we can start doing upgrades. Alright, 4 roaches are in my main. Grab my probes, move them. Grab my stalkers, move them. Keep making probes. Keep making units. Grab my probes, send them back. Okay, cool. Now we can go back to my natural. He went for a drop lord. That's like, he's trying to do cute shit, and what did he get for it? He lost 4 roaches and an overlord. A drop lord to kill 5 probes. Whatever. Now let's start chrono boosting our upgrades. And let's also start making immortals. Let's send my observer over. 1 more round of stalkers. And now we're fully saturated on my nexus over here. Let's start extractor. Let's bring a probe over here and send it over here. Let's actually bring 1 probe this way and just make a couple pylons down the way. This would be like scouting tools in between my base. Bring a probe over here. Making 3 probes again. Look at my probe count. 66. We're not done yet. Chrono. Make another immortal. Let's actually start making some zealots now, because I am starting charge. Make some zealots. And at the same time, let's make another tech building. Let's make a Templar Archives. Now over here, let's make a Nexus. And let's make another couple pylons in my main base. This is going to be for building area. And also supply, but what's my probe count at? 69. Let's make like 6 more and call it a day. So we're fully saturated on that base. Let's mine them here. Let's send them here. Couple more pylons there. Saturate my gases. Gas saturated. Let's look back at my robo. What's going on? Make another immortal. Look back at my upgrades. What's going on? This upgrade's done. Good shit. This one's almost done. We can start a new one in a second. Let's make some zealots. Look at my upgrade. It's done. Boom. Start a new one. Look at my observer. What do we see? We see a couple spines, a base. Cool. We'll go back to my base really quick over here. We're at 69. 6 more probes and we're done. He's going lurkers. Alright, so if he's going lurkers, let's actually go for double robo and more gates. He's doing a lurker timing on me, actually. It's going to boost my immortals now because I need an observer fucking like stat. I need an observer now. Really, really important that I get an observer going. Let's make some more gates. Okay, now let's select all army as soon as this observer spawns. Chrono it again. Select all army. Move my whole army right there, to the side of where his army is. Move command it. Fuck it. Now A move it. Let's make some zealots at the same time. The only reason why I told you to move command it is so your army didn't get all stupid in your doorway and it was fighting like 2 units at a time because he already had positioning on you, so you need to move into position. So we defended his timing. Let's retake our 4th. Look at our probe count. We're at 65. Let's make 9 probes now. Let's just make 9 right now. Fuck it. Call it a day. Now we're done. Probes will saturate that and we'll be done. Start another upgrade. Let's actually start another forge while we're at it so we can get another upgrade going. Make all these warp gates. Keep making. Now we're going to go double immortals. And now let's look at our gas and look at our resources. We're ready to go Archons. Make a shitload of Templar. Make all of them into Archon. Now look at my resources. Much more realistic here. Oh, look, he's attacking me again. Hey, move. Hey, move. Alright, we're going to have to kill a gateway because I'm actually walled in my base. Let's go ahead and make a few more gates in my main. oversaturate on the main. Send down to the natural. Let's make some upgrades. Weapon, shields, chrono, immortals. Make immortals. Rally everything like right there. Let's make a pylon like right there and right there like we did before. So now we can also warp in units here if we need to. Let's make 4 Templar because we have 600 gas. And let's make a lot of zealots. We can make some more archons. Zealots grouped together. Grab the immortal. We're 12 out of 8. Let's grab 4 probes. Send them here. Boom. Let's take another nexus down here. Pylon, pylon. It's good to just have warping around your nexus all the time. Let's go double gas. Double gas, double gas. Check my base. Chrono. Chrono. This probe can be mining. Send them over there. Let's do one last round of units. 4 Templar again. And zealots. Okay, now let's just fucking go. A move his natural. Or no, you know what we should do? The smarter thing to do. You should really start doing this in the future as well. If you macro like this, A move his third base. His potential third base. Always. A move the third, boys. Saturate the gases. Saturate the gases. Now let's start chronoing again. Let's go double immortal. And make zealots. Make some more warp gates out of these. We can chrono some immortals as well. And let's re-chrono the upgrades and get upgrades going. Upgrade. Upgrade. Make some more units. Look at my army. Okay, we're fighting him. We just killed a base as well. Hey, move it. Go back to your base and keep macroing. Immortal, immortal. It's chrono, chrono. And make zealots. Make another upgrade. Chrono. We don't have enough energy for chronos anymore. We can do one. That's fine. We're spending our chronos on important things. We're doing upgrades and expensive units. Make some more Templar. We have 6 right there. Now let's make zealots. Look at our army. It's still sitting here. It's chilling. Let's go check his other third. Cool. I don't think you sent an obs and he's gone lurker. What do you mean? We used an observer. Well, the only way we killed the lurkers is because we had an observer. But this guy went for a timing. He went for a timing. Lurker timing. And we defended it. We held it. That was the closest part of the game, was when he had lurkers here. But when he did that, I guarantee he was way down in supply. Look at this shit. Well, look at when he does his timing. So this is his little 4 roach attack. Let's look at the... Actually, first of all, let's look at the roach attack. He does his roach attack. Look at where we're at already. Because he's doing a roach attack, he's investing into some weird-ass tech, and he's trying to make he's made a roach horn to make 4 roaches, and he got a drop lord. And then he rushed a layer off of a low economy. Okay? I'm already ahead by 23 supply, and I'm already ahead by 23 workers. We're just ahead by 23 workers just because. Nothing is... He lost 6 Zerglings early. That's it. Nothing's really happened this game so far. But he's already almost half my worker count. Because we prioritized workers. And then now let's see what the result is. You know, we pull our probes for a second. We pull our stalkers to defend it. He loses all 4 roaches and the overlord that die right there. We lose 6 workers to that. And as a result, he's still behind by 19. And now he's still behind by a shitload of supply in the top middle of the screen. Like, he's already putting himself behind because he's trying to do cute, aggressive, weird builds. And, you know, it's just fucking him over. Now he goes for a lurker timing. When he arrives at my base to do a lurker timing, I'm already ahead by a fuckload of supply. Sure. I take some damage. Sure, I take some damage. It's fine. I don't rush the situation for myself. I don't get crazy about it. I don't go like, oh god, I need to get out there as quick as I can and deal with it. I was in a position actually where my observer was across the map, and I think it died to a spore crawler or a queen or some shit. Yeah, the screen is a kill. My observer flew into range of a spore and a queen, and it died, and it was my only observer. And now I'm rushing another observer. I'm chrono boosting an observer. That takes priority. And I'm sacrificing this base. I don't care. It's buying me time. But now I have the observer. Look at the economy. That's a big thing right there. All I gotta do is defend this. Like, if I would have had an observer earlier and I would have crushed this right away before his reinforcements got here, it would have been even better for me. But because we made a mistake, we didn't have observer, we waited on it for a second. But now I push down the ramp. I don't move down the ramp, because if I did, my units would be stuck here in a line. His lurkers are actually his lurkers are in an amazing position. They really are. Because what he's doing is he's at the base of the ramp, so his lurkers can hit up to the middle of the ramp as soon as units start coming down into it. Which means he's going to get really, really optimal cleaves. He's going to cleave the shit out of my army. These lurkers are going to do insane damage. That's really good positioning for him. But all we got to do is we just got to fucking walk our army over here, group up, and then attack him. Don't let it just move. In this particular situation. But now that I have enough shit kind of scattered around, now we can move it. We can deal with it. And if you noticed as well, during this fight, I wasn't just doing nothing. I was macroing units. I was making zealots during the fight. I A-moved it. Once I A-moved it, I went right back to macroing. I macroed over here with some zealots. And I made more shit out of the robo. Really, I didn't actually make anything out of the robo. But I did macro zealots. I think I make shit out of the robo, like, soon. I should be. See, I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up, boys. I'm not making probes right now, and I'm not making units. See, I'm playing like shit. Needs to be happening right now. We're probably talking about shit. I don't remember what we were doing. But yeah. Just macro it. Just macro it, boys. And then you're going to get to this point where if we just fast forward it now. He just did a timing that did not kill me, so now I'm going to start ramping up really high. Look at the workers. And look at the supply. It'll never be close again. Ever. Because he just basically went for an all-in. Because he doesn't have an economy to fall back on. And that's it. That's the game, boys. That's the game. You can do. I would recommend always doing units that are really easy in a movie. Like Immortal is great. Archon is great. Stalker is good. Zealot is not bad. Zealot's pretty good. Units like High Templar, not as good. I would if you want AoE, I would rather recommend you go for Colossus instead of Templar. Because Colossus is pure A move. When it comes to its core, it's a unit that will perform very well with a move. But yeah, what's it called? Like a Templar, you need to be like microing it and be babysitting that unit a little bit more. Colossus is shit right now though. I'll go Colossus next game. Next game I get Protoss, I will do a Colossus build and I'll show you. It's not shit. Especially if you're someone who's not GM. You want to know people who say Colossus is shit? A pro player. A high level player. Because yes, at high level play, you cannot get as much use out of a Colossus as you can a Templar. A Colossus has actually got a lower skill gap or a skill ceiling than a Templar does. But you're never going to be hitting either one of those ceilings if you're someone in fucking Gold League. If I get Protoss again, I'll go Colossus. Penis. Yo, ConVV, thank you very much for the resub, dude. Much appreciated. Much love. Hey, we got Terran again. Surprise, surprise.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
FPV ready.
Random has been favoring Terran, it seems. It definitely has been. Lots of Terran games.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
There you go. Gas. Did you get 120 on a Demon Hunter? I did, and I also got a 370 chest piece on him from the Doom's Howl boss. I got lucky. Alright, so we're going to scout his base with this SCV. And we're going to take another SCV to go expand. And we're going to make an orbital command.
Move it! Ah, you scared me! Huh?
Not enough minerals.
Man fight. Hey, move the Marine. Good shit. Let's make another depot.
Scared me!
Command center upgrade complete.
By the numbers. Go
Not
ahead.
enough minerals.
Oh yeah.
Let's send another SCV out. We're still making SCVs the whole time. We're going to send an SCV out to build a bunker on top of my ramp.
SCVs
This guy's gone for gas factory. Or sorry, a gas barracks expansion. So it's standard. It's not all in. I don't have to worry that much about, you know, getting attacked. I know after seeing that, I'm fine. I can just be like, ah, I can make a lot of SCVs and not give a fuck.
SCV ready.
Make a depot. Against Terran, I would recommend probably not walling off your ramp either with depots, because they can siege them with tanks and shit possibly. I would just say it's not a good habit. Against Protoss and Zerg, it's good, but against Terran, I would say no, don't do it. Let's make another factory and a second gas. And a orbital command.
Not enough minerals.
Meanwhile, always making SCVs.
Not enough minerals.
Lift this off, rotate it, you go in there, you mine that.
Add-on complete.
Another reactor,
SCV ready.
SCV, and Hellions. 2 SCVs go on this. Another SCV builds a supply depot.
Command center upgrade complete.
Another, now making 2 SCVs at once.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the gear. Ready to race. SCV ready.
Now we're going to rally both my command centers over here. Okay, I'm going to make an armory, and I'm going to make an engineering bay.
SCV ready.
Against Terran, you really should honestly make an engineering bay kind of early, because there's no guarantee that the Terran won't go for a push of Banshees and shit like that. And if you don't have any detection and Banshees show up in your base, it's going to be really annoying for you. We're still making SCVs the whole time, boys. That's the #1 goal here. Don't ever stop making SCVs. Now, just to be on the safe side, we're still in Gold League. Let's not make this too complicated. Let's just build a turret in both my bases now that I have
Ready to raise some
an engineering bay. Let's just call it a day and do that. And just forget about it. You see, I would rather have you build 2 blind turrets than I would rather have you scan multiple times around his base trying to find if he's going Banshees or not. It's more efficient. Now we can drop mules and pay for the turrets.
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
Make another depot.
Huh? Yep. SCV ready.
I'm oversaturated. Let's send 3 over here. Let's start making 2 gases.
Brand new.
2 SCVs at a time. Once all these units finish, let's go attack him.
Ready to
I'm waiting on 1 Cyclone still.
Ah, that scared me. Ready to raise some hell.
Not enough minerals. Not
When
enough
this last Cyclone
energy.
spawns, we'll go. Now let's start a 3rd command center. So saturate our gases first.
Systems go.
Grab all these guys. You guys become Hellbats
Ready.
and attack across the map.
Nothing will stop
Now
me.
you go make a
Go
command center.
ahead.
Still make SCVs the whole time. Keep making depots and shit. Don't stop macroing.
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
Not enough minerals.
We're really all we're doing right now. This is actually a scouting party. It's a scouting party that could potentially kill my opponent if they're being greedy.
Not enough energy.
Make another depot. Let's start another factory now that we have a 3rd command center going.
Go ahead.
And then as soon as I make the 3rd factory,
SCV ready.
we will poke his base, his ramp. Let's make sure the Hellbats go first. What does he got?
Battlefield
What do you got?
depleted.
He's got a Marauder and 2 tanks. We could probably fuck this up. Well, literal A move. Did some damage. Slowed him down.
Upgrade complete.
Start another couple of factories. And it looks like he's going to go bio. So let's start another
Not enough
armory.
minerals. Not enough minerals.
Keep making SCVs. Then start an armor upgrade on my armory. And let's start an orbital command. Fuzzy Court, thank you very much for the sub, dude. Much love, brother!
Ready to raise some hell. Go ahead. SCV ready.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Not enough minerals.
Okay. Start another supply depot.
Command center upgrade complete.
Okay, now let's rotate this base over here to the 3rd. And let's re-rally all my SCVs that are being made out to that base, and let's grab like 10 SCVs here to send to my 3rd as well, because now we're ready to saturate this base. You can also do shit like this. You can build like 1 depot up there, just to be a scout for now. Just for now, because we're playing defensive. Couple gases.
Add-on complete.
Thors and Hellions. No more Cyclones. Thor Hellion now. We got 3 SCVs chilling. You guys go over there.
In the rear with the gear.
And let's start another command center, because we're fully saturated on that base now.
Mineral feed. Add-on complete.
SCV ready.
Not enough.
Ready to raise some hell.
Fully saturate my gases. SCV count 67. We're almost done.
Not enough minerals.
Put this SCV over here. More depots.
Base.
Okay, he's attacking me. Let's grab my army, get it together.
Open into position.
Boy, is here. You got it. I'm waiting on you.
Hellbats.
Ready to raise some hell.
Upgrade complete.
Let's go. Attack it. Keep macroing the whole time.
Field.
Make some more factories.
Yes, sir.
Keep making Thors, keep making Hellions, keep making SCVs. 5 SCVs extra over here. Let's send them over here. And now we're at 73. We're done. No more. We won the fight. Cool.
Not enough minerals.
I didn't waste time. Even if I didn't win the fight, I would have had more to then fight again.
Sounds sweet.
That's the whole point here, boys. That I'm trying to really jam into your brains. A lot of people think winning the fight is the whole game, but even if you lose the fight, but you made another army that can now win the fight, that's also winning the game, but in an easier and more efficient way. It's actually way better. Now we're done with the SCVs. We have 73. That's good enough. Let's make another command center. Let's get these factories over here going with some more shite. Another couple tech labs and reactors. Let's get Macaron.
Not enough.
I guarantee right now his supply is probably like 100 and mine's 140. Couple more SCVs. Making depots. Shift him and go over there.
Command center upgrade complete.
Make another couple
Mineral
gases.
field depleted.
Let's take another base.
Upgrade.
All my factories are pumping, or most of them are.
Minerals.
We'll be fixing the rest of them in a second here. Grab these SCVs, send them to a new base that's still undersaturated, like this one. Send them to the gases. And now we'll keep making work, keep making units. Blah 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 blah.
Not enough. Not enough minerals.
All right, when we hit about like 170 supply, we'll go attack. Get rid of that bunker. We don't need it. Drop some mules. Just add a turret into these bases just in case again.
What's going on? Ready to raise some hell. I can't build here. Boy, ready to raise some hell.
Okay, let's go. Let's make sure all my Thors, all my Hellbats are in Hellbat mode, and all my Thors are in high impact payload. Now let's go. He's most likely got a base here because there's a turret. Let's scan it. Hey, there's a base there. Let's go right here. Get my shit grouped up. And it's in group 1 now, what I just did a second ago. So all these new units are going to still chill right here. They're all going to chill. Okay, they're going to group up in the rally. Look, you guys, go attack that. All new rallies, go attack that. New rally, go attack that. I'm still macroing. Now my main army, you guys with number 1, which I made a second ago, go attack right there.
Oh, I'll get there.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Let it do its thing.
Upgrade complete.
Planetary. Planetary. Let's make another command center over here. And let's make another like turret with it. Fuck it. Grab the SCVs and like shift to mine the minerals. Good shit. Let's make some gases. Let's check my bases really quick. Oversaturation. We're good. Check my production. We're good. We're maxed. So perfect. Under. Perfect. Good. We're still at 71. Yeah, we're good. Check my army. Alright, cool. Number 1. You guys can go right there now. Upgrades. Good. Let's make some more production now because we're going to start having a lot more money here. You can go there and there and there. And we can make them go here when they're done. SCVs. Let's make like 3 more SCVs or like 5 more. So we can it's actually a little bit harder. And once again, if you want to see what the army did when we weren't looking, and look at the supply. This is before we attacked him. We both have 71 workers. He actually made a lot of workers. That's good for him. But look at this. He's not macroing as well as he should be. We're maxed out already, and we have 1,000 minerals in the bank, which is why we have so much money in the bank. He's at 132 supply, with 3,000 minerals and 1,000 gas. So he's way fucking not prepared to deal with this. Like, that's his army. That's our army. There's a little bit more of his army. And his upgrades right now as well are 1-1 bio. That's it. 1-1 bio versus 2-2 mech. Because we're prioritizing important shit. And here's the fight. I'm not even microing it. My army won't even fight as optimally as it could. But it doesn't fucking matter because we have so much. Look at these guys. They're fucking sitting there. You might be like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you not attacking? Holy shit. Watch my supply, though. It doesn't fucking matter. Oh, and we're going to be maxed out again. And briefly in a second here. As soon as I hit the button. Just look at the money. Look at that money, boys. Look at that money. We're keeping it spent. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. I'll probably, this is where I think I'm going to be at. So bronze, silver, and gold, they're all really similar for how you play the game. You just pay a little bit more, just a little bit more attention to your army in Gold League than you would in Bronze. In Bronze, you literally don't ever look at your army. You don't even look at your army ever in Bronze. In Silver, you can take a little sight at it and be like, is it good? Is it bad? Cool, whatever. Forget about it. In Gold, you can look at it a couple times, be like, okay, we got to readjust my units, make sure we're going well. Cool. Still, no micro ever in Bronze, Silver, Gold, ever. In Platinum, you still don't really micro that much. But in Platinum, I would say, you want to start scouting a little bit for proper kinds of army choices. But still very little micro. Like, if my opponent's going to go mass Marauders, I'll actually make some tanks. Or some shit like that. Like, very little tiny adjustments in the build to make it better. Okay, but we're also Protoss. Let's go, we're against their Protoss as well. Unless this guy goes mass air, I will, unless he goes mass air, I'll go Colossus. You don't want to go Colossus against mass air, though. Alright, we're going to scout his base. Probably the Nexus. Make a gas. Make it as a gas! dudes. Keep the probes pumping the whole time. As soon as Chrono Boost falls off, which is now, do it again. Boom. You can see because of the graphic up here or the graphic right there on the Nexus command card, it'll disappear when the buff is over. He went Nexus first. That's fine. So he's being really greedy and really risky by doing that. He took a gas. We'll make a Nexus, and now we'll make a core. And now here's a trick you can do if you're ever in a PvP, okay? If you find yourself in a Protoss versus Protoss situation, and you see, oh, my opponent went for a Nexus first. This is what you gotta do. I'll show you. Make another gas. And then super lag. Hypno Butler, resub for the 39 months. Dude, Hypno Butler, thank you very much. Hypno Butler. Hypno Butler. Baby, thank you. Chrono Boost or Gateway while making an Adept. Again, we're at Gold 1. Okay, that's our current league. Re-rally the Nexuses to your natural, because we're fully saturated on the main. Make another Adept. Make a Pylon. Let's make a second Gateway now, as well. Chrono Boost another Nexus. I don't really want to Chrono Boost another Gate yet, because this one's almost done anyways, so I just want to have 2 Adepts, that's it. Just 2 Adepts. Now we're Chrono Boosting our Nexuses still. These 2 Adepts, put them in a group, and just move them right here, outside of his base. Let's make a Robo, and another Pylon. Now let's try making Stalkers. Making probes. Now I'm gonna phase right there to his mineral line. No, we'll not even look at it. Forget about it. Make more Stalkers. As soon as we fully saturate 2 bases, I'll add on a 3rd Gateway and 2 more gases. Our Adepts are dead. We saw multiple gateways as well. Shield battery. We might have killed some shit. Doesn't really matter. I just wanted to do a little bit of pressure, and it'll put a hiccup in my opponent's overall production. It's really the whole point of what I just did, is to put a hiccup in his production. Now let's add on a 3rd gate, 2 more gases, and also a 3rd Nexus. Now with our gateway, or sorry, with our Robo, we're gonna make one. We're making 1 immortal first, just to be on the safe side, because we know he has multiple gates. He's got 3. That's a gateway there as well, and we're gonna make an observer second. Now behind this, we're gonna make a Robo Bay to go Colossus, and then we're gonna re-rally all our Nexuses to our 3rd. Make another Pylon. Stalkers. Stalker. Let's make a 2nd observer, just to be on the safe side. We'll leave 1 defensively as well in case this guy goes like DTs or some shit. But the first one's going to his base, straight up. Let's make a couple pylons at our 3rd base. Now that our 3rd's about to be done and is about to start getting actually saturated, we'll start more gateways. So let's start gateways number 4, 5, and let's also start a forge now. Probes take priority all the time. And now we're going to start making Colossus. Keep making probes. Now briefly we're going to look at his base and go see what he has. Cool. He's very undersaturated here on his natural. We're already fully saturated on the natural and almost fully saturated on the 3rd. So we're already winning the economy game pretty hard. There's Fleet Beacon, Stargate. So this guy might be going carriers or some shit. Yeah, that's what a fleet beacon's for. It's like just like motherships, carriers, tempests, stuff like that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start a 4th base. Start a 4th base. Make another pylon in my main. Maybe a couple more pylons in my main. We're gonna check for a 3rd base of his with this observer. Why not? How many probes are we at? We're at 64. We're still going. Make another Colossus. And we'll keep making Stalkers. He's got a probe there. He's got 2 probes there. He looks like he wants to take a 3rd soon. We're at 64 probes. We need like 9 more. Alright, we're getting oversaturated on the main. Let's send him down here. Let's get another forge as well. And another, like, 2 gates, because we're taking another base. Fix this base's saturation. We're missing 1 probe. Let's send you over there. 16, 16, 12 out of 12. Good shit. Trying to with some upgrades, some Colossus, make mass stalkers. There's the 3rd base. Let's send our whole army right now to go attack it. Just attack towards the area. And we're not going to look at it again for now. We're done. We're probe count 70, 4 more, and we're done. For real. Now let's start building a little bit of defenses here. Put like 2 cannons in every base. This is just in case he has like random oracles or something fly around, because he's got Stargate. And you guys over here. Take a look at our army really fast. What's going on? Sure, we're getting really split up because he's got a lot of bases. Okay. So a shield upgrade. Try to miss another upgrade. Keep making stalkers, boys. Alright, so we killed this base. Let's go kill this base now. And lastly, let's start a high a council to then go into an archive, so we can also not only stop. We can continue our upgrades, but we can also go into. I should have made the council a little earlier, to be honest. But I want to go into to Archons as well. Archons are super easy peasy, really good units. Keep making stalkers. Make some more gates. Okay, our army's over here chilling. Look at how hard this guy's probably macroing this, and he's not macroing at all. I bet he's probably not macroing at all. I don't give a shit. I'll go check down here, and we'll shift-click back to here. We'll just regroup. Oh, he has a base here. Holy fuck. Look at this guy. He's hiding tech and he's going crazy. Oh my goodness, dude. What a guy. He's playing that sneaky snake game. Chrono Boost upgrades, Chrono Boost Colossus. And let's start a Temple Archives for Archon. Let's start another Nexus ourselves. Make Stalkers. Once I'm gonna wait to attack until I make it a round of Archons. Make another Colossus. Chrono Boost upgrades. What are my bases looking like? 10 out of 10, 16 out of 16, 16 out of 16, 8 out of 16. We're still at 74 probes. Things are looking good. We're looking solid here. Every base has a couple cannons at it just in case. Now let's make a round of Archons. Oh, we're getting 2 out of 6. 2 need to come off this base now. 2 need to come off this base now. And let's send them to my gold base. Let's also build a couple cannons there, like we did at every other base. Now let's make some Archons. Select all army. Group it up right over here. We're going to have one more round of Gateway Weapons in a second. Let's Chrono Boost our upgrades. And our Colossuses, why not? And now let's do one more round of weapons over here. And grab the Colossus. And let's A-move his base. Hey, look, he's attacking me with 4, 5, 6 Tempest? What is that? I don't even know. Let's just A-move his base. I'll let Rallies deal with this if he wants to keep fighting me. But, so now let's prioritize that. Let's chrono boost upgrades. I already A-moved this base. I don't care about it anymore. Now let's start making stalkers again. Every time we can. This base looks like it's gonna die. Cool. Let's A-move his other potential third base up here. Stalkers. See how I'm not panicking? I don't give a fuck. Like, you shouldn't either. Because what is this guy gonna do with that Tempest army? He's gonna kill your base like a fucking slug. It's like a snail. We like, hold on, let me kill a pylon. Okay, I'm gonna kill a gateway. Doesn't fuck. I don't give a shit. Make Tempest and just sit there for all day. I don't care. Look, he's got a Tempest over there attacking me. Let's send our stalkers over at it. Let's attack him. Let's also get Blink while we're at it. Why not? Alright, he's going to my main base. Alright, we're going to send some stalkers at my main. And then we'll grab some stalkers like this. We'll just green box it and leave them over here. And we'll keep making more. And look what I just found. I just killed another base. Because I'm keeping his economy controlled. That's all I'm doing. And now I'm going to A-move his main base. Actually, we'll A-move his army first. Now what's this Tempest doing? These 8 stalkers can go over here. And attack him. Now our base seems like it's fine. Let's select all army. And let's just attack his base. Because he's just trying to waste my time right now with this. This is literally nothing. Now let's make stalkers. So this guy, he was having fun. He was having a good time. He was using some Tempest to fly around the map. And on 2 base economy, he got 4,000 minerals. He wasted a lot of time. This guy wasted a shitload of time just trying to... You know, he might be having a great time. I don't know. He's loving life. But he's not going to win games against somebody who just fucking macros. You know what I mean? Because if we were to go back here just a few minutes in this game, and let's look at our opponent. Let's look how often he actually uses his macro once he starts fighting me. So what he's doing is he's trying to be really clever and weird and make me go, oh shit, I don't know what's going on in this game. It's awkward now. Let's look at this, okay? See, like, this shit right here. Look at these 2 Tempest. He's been looking at these 2 Tempests for like the last 6 seconds, attacking these stalkers, and look what we're looking at. He's grabbing another Tempest that just came over here. He's trying really hard to micro these Tempests, but now instead of 6 seconds, it's been 21 seconds. Because it started at 8:40 is when he just started looking at these Tempests. Look at his money. Look at his Stargates. He just now... Everything is dead on the screen now. This is a mistake a lot of people make. Everything's now dead on the screen, and now that everything's dead and he no longer has to micro his units, now he can go back to production, go back to macroing. And look at the fucking difference here. It's things like that that make you fall far behind. So making units early game, when you're like early on in playing StarCraft 2, when you're a low league player, that require your attention to... that you have to babysit the unit harder than just going a move. It's not a great unit. And Tempest are really good units as long as they're supporting something else. But they're really bad units if you make only Tempest. Which is pretty much what he's doing. Because then, yes, you have to babysit the shit out of your Tempest. Because Tempest kill shit with siege range, which is great. But they don't really move that fast. And they also don't really kill mass things that fast. They kill like one thing at a time. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. So if you don't micro them, the army will run up on top of them and will kill all your Tempest. That's not what you want, so you have to babysit them a bit harder. And when he's doing that, he's looking at Tempest for like 30 seconds at a time trying to micro them and not macroing at all that entire time. It's like, look at it again here. Look at my macro. Look at my money, my spending, and look at his again. The same exact thing is happening again. Like, we're macroing during this process, and he is not doing it at all. And even though, like, the thing is even though these 2 Tempests just killed like 5 Stalkers or something like that, or I think it was 3 Tempests killed like 5 Stalkers, and my Stalkers happened to kill 1 Tempest. He killed more than what I killed in that little exchange, sure. But I made like 3 times the amount of units that he did. Or like, he made nothing. But I made like 3 times the amount of units that he killed during that amount of time for when that just happened. Because, like I said before, I lose a few Stalkers. These Stalkers are not even being microed at all. They're just on a move. But at the same time, I make a shitload more. Like, he kills a couple, I make a shitload more. I have another 17 at home just chilling. And it's things like that where the follow-up attack always kills a low league player. Every time. Every time. Look at that money. This guy is mining on 2 base economy, and he had a second ago 3k minerals. Now, what has he made here that's spent that? I guess he made them out of these 2 proxy Stargate Stone. He made 1 here. That's fine. But like his spinning is not good, is the point. That's the problem a lot of people fall into. The trap everyone falls into. I think one more win and we'll be platinum, it seems like. How do you recommend playing ZVZ with no micro? Roaches. I've done it like 4 times already. I'll upload all of these videos, but it's roaches. It's literally roaches. And then if your opponent goes for like air units like mutas, just go Roach Hydra. And you will 100% beat a Zerg with macro with that. And in like a ZVZ. Especially a low league Zerg. You really, I swear to God, dude, you do not have to fucking micro until you're like Diamond League. Minimum. Diamond League, yeah, I would say you should start microing then. But Platinum League and below, you don't have to micro shit really. It's very basic. Because some guy can spend fucking 30 seconds at a time microing 4 Tempests, and I can just make 4 times the supply that he kills in that same period of time because I macroed. And I didn't micro at all. That's a perfect example. That was a really good example, I think, of that why that logic is so flawed in low league. Because low league players don't have the capability to multitask because they're not comfortable enough with macro to do it while microing. You have to be able to macro while microing, and the only way you can do that is by getting, like, repeatedly doing it all the time and getting good enough at it to where you don't have to physically go, oh yeah, I got a macro. You just fucking do it. Like, your brain just does it without you even thinking about it. It's like breathing at that point. It's like an automated fucking response from you just playing StarCraft. Is you just macro automatically. Alright, we're going to expand. Take an orbital command. And we're going to build a bunker and a supply depot.
Bad news? Yeah. Ah, you scared me. This better be good.
Not enough minerals.
We're going to make a factory.
Not enough minerals. Command center upgrade complete.
And an SCV.
Not enough
SCV is always priority. Like, never stop. Like, as soon as you can, don't ever stop making them.
Big job, huh?
And now we're going to make a second gas. And we'll make a reactor.
This better be.
Not enough minerals.
We'll go scout him with an SCV. I should have scouted too. Sorry, I forgot. I should have scouted him already. I should have scouted him after my barracks. Look, we're getting all in, boys. We're getting all in. So now here's what's going to happen. We're going to have to fall back here. We're going to make a bunker up on my high ground because we're getting all in. This would probably just be a loss with the way we're going to be playing this. Because I'm not gonna go all fucking GM mode on this shit and be like, I gotta do everything at once. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and group up all our units and just fight it. Meanwhile, we're not stopping SCV production.
Base is under not enough minerals.
Yeah, so this is gonna... I didn't scout. You should scout off of the... You should scout off of the first barracks SCV. I didn't do that. I literally just said you should do that. But if I would have scouted that and I would have saw in his base nothing, if I would have saw nothing, I would have started more bunkers faster. And I would have had bunkers to fall back to on my high ground, and he would have had to have fought into a bunker. That's what that would have been. But we didn't scout. That's why you scout after your first gateway and after your first barracks. Because if you don't and you just fucking make workers just because, even though you're getting all in like that, you will die every time like that. So yeah, keep that in mind. That's important. You guys, we're talking a lot about stream shit, and it's, you know, it's distracting. So I didn't scout, and it cost me the game. But keep that in mind. It's important. That's how you shut down people who play like that. If you see nothing and know they're going for an all-in, do you ever cut worker production? No. You don't really need to. Because what happens is you can, there's a good chance if you're getting all-in like that, you might have to pull your workers as well. And you're both going to lose workers at the same time. And if you've been building them non-stop, you can replace much faster, like at that point in the game. Stream chat wins in Gold League. Shut up, guys. Shut up. Alright, shut up and listen. With Zerg, it's more basic, just because you have an Overlord that can scout all the time. So you can see shit like that coming with an Overlord. Alright. Inject, tumor, chant incoming. Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
We require more minerals.
Am I on the Korean server? No, this is European. Alright. So he just scouted me. He knows I'm not doing anything weird. Saturate my gas. Make the as a queen. Make as the other queen. Make drones. You see he's expanding. And we see he's making a reactor on a barracks with another barracks next to it. So it's going to be a bio build. It's going to be a lot of Marines. We're just going to pull the Overlord away right now and send it up there. I'll just lose the drone. I'm not expecting you to fucking micro spore crawlers and shit. You can just run the drones. And then, you know, it's okay. You lose a couple, but we're still making drones. That's a priority here. The biggest priority is still making drones during that. Don't let your larva go up. Now we're going to make a roach worm. It's going into my main base. We'll attack the Reaper again over here. We'll catch him with the other queen. Lived with 1 hit point. What a lucky ass. Now we spent all our larvae. Now let's make 2 gases and an Evo chamber.
We require more minerals. We require
And we can also put our first overlords as well around our base like this, so we can see if drops come before they actually get to my base. So now we're at a layer. Inject, inject, fix my saturation of my mineral lines, make drones, and creep tumors, boys, creep tumor. And now we're at 47 supply, which is full saturation of 3 bases, or 2 bases, I mean. Now we, well, other than 1 gas, which is normal for Zerg for now. Now we just make roaches. If you're doing this build, it's normal for Zerg. You don't want 4 gas right now, it's too much. Inject, inject, make roaches, creep spread.
We require more minerals.
Overlords don't supply block. Make roaches the whole time. We're literally just trying to make roaches as much as possible. We're ready to inject again. Inject, inject, creep, 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 creep. Make roaches.
We require. We require.
Okay, +1 weapons is almost done, and roach speed is almost done. Now let's make another drone at my natural, and let's send a drone to my 3rd base. We can also send our roaches over there to go kill this fucking guy. Let's make a new 3rd. Now behind this, that was a good reaction time. Holy fuck! Inject, inject, creep,
We must finish that
creep,
creep.
creep, creep, creep. Make roaches one last time. Let's make another Evo chamber over here. And now let's grab all our roaches and move towards his base. Oh wait, hold on, he's attacking me. Go back. This is why you have Overlord spread for now. Attack towards my main base and forget about it. Make drones. Inject. Inject. Creep. 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 And then we'll go back check my main base. How we doing? We're doing fine. Cool. Let's do upgrades. And make drones. Now we can attack towards his base because we're no longer being attacked. Inject in a second here. Inject. Inject. This guy can go back to injecting. Creep. 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 Make drones. Let's make a couple of gases here now that we're basically fully saturated, and let's make a hatchery over here. Check my units. Oh, let's take up on the high ground. There's bunkers. We don't have a lot of roaches. Let's just back up. It's not a good fight. We would lose that fight ultimately. So let's just chill. Let's just back up. Eject. 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 Big drones.
Mineral field
Creep.
depleted.
Creep. 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 Now let's go back to my main base. Let's start another gas here. We're starting a Hydra Den. Let's also start an infestation pit so we can go hive. Make some overlords so I don't supply block. Now we can start Hydra upgrades. And let's eject.
Not enough energy.
Eject. 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 Fix my saturation of my 3rd. Re-rally all my bases to my 4th. And creep spread. Creep. 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 Make hydras now. Let's make hydras. Let's add in hydras now. And now go back to my main. Fix this. My creep is getting kind of stalled here. Let's send like 1 roach down to go fix that. 1 roach can just go stand there for a second. Now we can do this process over again. Start a hive. Inject. 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 Creep. Creep. There he is. Creep. Creep. Make hydras. Let's look at my bases right now, see if we can fix anything. Main has an oversaturated drone. Natural's looking good. Third's looking good. Upgrades. We're ready for one right now if I start one. And we're good. Let's grab my whole army and let's get ready to move out a little bit. Let's go check for a greedy Terran. Let's go check for a 3rd base. Let's move our army down to this side of creep and move here. We'll move there first and we'll do the round of ejects again. Eject. 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 Wait, hold on. This takes priority now. Make units though as well. Make roaches and fucking hydras. Our investment gas is a bit fucking on the low side. So we'll go back to making roaches for now. Because I can't actually make hydras. The hydras are more expensive. But there's his army. That gives me a lot of vision when he's on my creep like this. We'll do a round of creep again really fast. Creep. 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 Inject. 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 Select all army. Let's go attack his shit. Let's group up first before we do it. And now, let's go. And let's make units at the same time. Right here. We're all rallied right here. Making roaches, boys. So just to spend my resources. My drone count right now is 63. The only reason why we're not making a lot of drones right now is because we were getting attacked like this. So this became priority. If we're going to get attacked, we don't want to just blindly go, oh, well, you're pushing me. I'm going to go mass drones. So we chilled. But now the attack's over. We're fine. Now we make a couple of gases here. Let's make a new hatchery over here. And we're short by about like 15 drones. Let's make all drones right now at this hatchery. Just fully saturated. Check my bases. We're 2 over here. Set them down. Make some more drones. Now we're at 76. Stop. That's good. This base, we're 2 over. Set them down. This base, we're good. So now we can hold shift with our injects because we neglected this for a little bit. Eject. Hold shift. Hold shift. Inject. Hold shift. Inject. Go back to our base. Look at our upgrades. We got a weapon upgrade ready to go. Carapace upgrade's almost ready. And we need a couple more overlords. Now let's select all army. And let's go attack his 3rd. Attack outside of his base first, and then we'll go attack his 3rd. And we'll creep spread while we're waiting. Creep. 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 We're chilling. Look at our bases. Look at our bases. We can inject again. Inject. 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 Overlords are out. We can make units. Let's fix this supply or this saturation. Go, go. Now let's attack his 3rd. If he has one here. We don't even know. We're just gonna check. Test the waters. There's an army here, but there's no 3rd here. It's kind of bad micro here by me. You know, Hydra's going first, but whatever. We'll just make more shit. We'll make Hydras right now. Go back to my base. Eject. Eject. Make Hydras. Eject, eject. And then we creep spread again. And if we look at the supply... If we look at the supply, this is what the fight looked like before it happened. 184 Zerg supply versus 113 Terran supply. So it doesn't really matter that we made a bad move like that. We still just won because we just have so much more. What do you mean about holding shift? Okay, so here's the thing. If you have a queen that has 100 energy, okay? Your queen has 100 energy, and you've been, you know, you're busy doing all your other tasks. Okay, you're like, oh fuck, I'm falling a little bit behind on my macro, and at this point, my queens have 100 energy. What you can do is you can hit V or whatever the fuck your inject hotkey is, click it, so that your mouse is no longer just a normal mouse. It's now like the targeting thing to click a hatchery to inject the hatchery. And when the mouse is like that, if you hold shift, you can click the hatchery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many times you want, and it's going to tell the queen, eject the hatchery that many times. So your queen will literally go, eject, 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 because you can eject the hatchery while it's currently being ejected. So it'll cue the ejects. basically. So if you have 100 energy and you click it 4 times while holding shift, instead of just doing it once and that's it, it'll do it 4 times in a row and then it's done. And then the hatchery itself will go inject, pop off. Another number 2 will start, inject, pop off. Number 3 will start, inject, pop off. Number 4 will start, inject, pop off. So it's a way you can, if you have a moment to spare, you can inject for the next like 3 minutes. Isn't there a limit of larvae on the hatchery? Yes, there is. But a larva on a hatchery caps out at 3, and a larva eject gives 3. So it'll go 3 for default, and then 6 for the first inject, 9 for the second inject, 12 for the third inject, 15 for the fourth inject, 18 for the fifth inject. It would take 6 injects for you to cap out your larva. And if you're moving around the map and being active like this, and you're still, again, guys, macro is like the thing that I've been grinding into your heads the whole time. You're going to be making units as well. Like, you should be making units. You shouldn't just be like shift injecting your hatcheries and then forgetting about it for like the next 7 minutes. Like, it'll help you out. It'll help you, and you should always be making units. You should, if you're under 200 supply and you have a lot of money, you should make a unit. And if you want to make it really easy, Roach Hydra is like literally the fucking simplest thing to do. Roach Hydra. I will post all of these VODs on my YouTube in a series, like a Bronze of James series. Should you have 1 queen for every hatchery? No. No. You could do 1 queen for every hatchery for the first 3 hatcheries. You're not doing a Zergling build, so you don't need a lot of queens. I'm heading to bed, V-fam. Good night. Later, bro. Have a good night, Plasmid. If you're going for Roach Hydra based builds as your overall build, which is really fucking easy, which is why I recommend it, you don't need a ton of queens. They're more expensive units, and not only supply but also resources. So you'll spend it easily compared to if you're going to go mass Zergling. What if you have over 200 supply? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. You should never stop macroing if you have over 200 supply, because Zerg, you can set up a lot of larvae to go in the future and have, like, as soon as you lose, let's say 100 supply in army, you could have like 60 larvae sitting there.
Yeah, whatever. Big job, huh? SCV ready.
I'm just kidding, bro. Oh,
What's going
okay,
on?
cool. That's awesome. Nice.
In the rear with the gear.
Undefeated? No, I lost 1 game. I just lost 1 game like 20 minutes ago because I didn't scout and I got proxy 4 racks and I died because I went CC or command center early.
SCV ready.
So yeah, again, you always need to scout. I've said that every time as well. Sometimes I don't do it because I'm answering your guys' questions at the start of a game and I forget. But you should always scout after your first production building is started for Terran or Protoss.
Huh? SCV ready.
If a Protoss does that, pull 2 SCVs off and attack the probe. Hit T on the worker building the command center. Have one of the 2 build it again, and have the other one that's weak and just go back to your economy. There you go.
Go ahead. Bad news. SCV ready.
Where's my scout? After the barracks. That's when you do it. After the barracks.
In the rear. Bad. You scared me. Big job, huh?
Alright, so let's build a
Sure
depot
was, son.
and a bunker.
Our SCVs are under attack.
No expansion.
Command center
We see a
upgrade
core,
complete.
double gas,
Hear ya. Huh?
any
Yes,
pylons,
sir.
and also a zealot.
Move it.
Let's stay in his base for a little bit. We're still making SCVs the whole time. While I move around like this, I'm not just only targeting SCV. 5S. Make SCVs while you do this.
Ready.
He wants to build tech, you can tell. Let's actually leave his base for a second and then come right back. So let's go ahead and build a factory.
SCV ready.
Load that bunker up.
Bad.
Build a reactor. Build a second gas after the factory starts.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Let's go scout his base again.
SCV ready.
There's a chance my SCV dies, which is fine, but and if it does die, we're gonna go early engineering bay. Okay, we see
Under attack.
a natural.
Not enough minerals.
Against someone who does something like this, where their natural's really delayed, if you play a Terran or a Protoss who does that, I would recommend before your second factory, start an engineering bay. Just do it. You'll thank me later when you defend Oracle all-ins and
Complete.
fast Banshees because you did that.
Not enough minerals.
So we're still making a lot of SCVs, boys. Priority. Priority numero uno.
Not enough minerals.
Workers. Alright, now that we have everything started, we have enough money to spare here. We can go for a couple of turrets. Just make your life easier. Don't scan right now. Just do that instead. It'll delay a couple Hellions for a couple seconds. Well, I know he's now expanded too, so I'm not really worried about getting like mega all in right now. Now we can make an armory.
Add-on.
Rotate
complete.
this over again.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Okay. Still making SCVs, boys.
Ready. Roger. What's going on? Bad news. Big job.
I'm actually not now because we got spy blocked.
Some hell.
Oh my god!
Not enough energy. Addition. Not enough minerals.
Alright, so as soon as these Cyclones and Hellions I just made pop out, we're gonna go poke the Protoss.
Insufficient Vespene.
SCV ready.
And now we're gonna start a third command center. And we're gonna start double gases.
Overtime. Go ahead. What's going on?
Not enough minerals.
I can't build here. Ready to raise some hell.
As soon as they pop out, we'll go. There we go.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Let's make Hellbats.
Show me who you want to down. Got a target in
We'll
mind.
attack him right there just to go right outside his base again.
Additional supply depots required.
Oh my god.
SCV ready.
Saturate my gas.
Go ahead, raise some hell.
Cyclone receiving.
Now let's give his base one quick scan before we attack it, just to see what he's got up the ramp. Because we're going up a ramp. That's a bit much. Don't feel like I should take this fight. That's a lot of shit. He could also block me with the sentry. Let's just back up.
This ought to be
See, we can choose to back up if we think it's going to be a bad fight. And that looked like it wasn't going to go very well for me. Let's go ahead and start a third factory.
SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. Yep. You got
And a fourth factory now that I have a third command center done.
Add-on.
optics online. Let's go kill something.
Unacceptable.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
SCV ready.
Command center upgrade. Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
We're just keeping our factories pumping nonstop. Keeping them rolling, boys. Keeping the factories rolling.
Not enough.
Now we're going to rotate SCVs over. It's a 9. Chop a couple mules.
Not enough.
Start another command center now that we're saturating.
SCV ready. Overtime.
Not enough minerals.
There's a zealot in my base. Let's go attack it. Keep making SCVs. Let's make another factory, because now we're starting a 4th command center and we're getting really high SCV count. We're at 58 already.
Not enough minerals.
So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to scout as well. We're going to have one Hellion go around the other side of the map. Two Hellions are both going to go opposite. We're going to scout every base that's not owned right now. We're just going to look at them. Fully saturated here, so let's make gases. Let's make a turret too, just in case. DTs or Oracle or something. Turret depots.
Add-on complete.
Let's make it like 2 more factories over here for tech labs, so I can make more Thors.
Insufficient best. Not enough minerals.
This barracks can go down there now. We're good. Okay, so he had something kill me on the top, and my Hellion on the bottom made it. Let's just scout right here, right now with this Hellion and see what we see. He's making a lot of Stalkers and Immortals and Gateway units, basically.
Mineral field depleted.
Start making Planetaries. And we're at 67 SCVs. We're going to stop making SCVs after 2 more rounds.
Not enough minerals.
Right, let's get another upgrade. Let's get the smart servos to transform my ship faster. Let's get building armor for my buildings. Why not? Let's get a weapon upgrade on my armory.
Not enough
All my
minerals.
shit's coming together, boys. It's
Not
all
enough
coming together.
minerals.
We're at 20. Let's re-rally over here. Re-rally everything. And we're at 70 SCVs. Let's make like 3 more and we'll call it a day. We're at 73 now.
Add-on complete.
Cool. Now let's grab my Hellions, put them in Hellbat mode, and let's go move out. Let's also rotate my SCVs here. 8 over here, because we were at 16 out of 8. Now we're at 8 out of 8. 16 out of 14. Move them over. Start another command center as well. Let's start some mules too. Put a couple of SCVs on the gases. Alright boys, let's go.
Not enough minerals.
I prioritized macro before attacking. Let's move my army like right there. Let's also scan really quick and see if he has his base. He does! Alright, so he's attacking this base right now. All my new rallies will go over there and
Supply
help it.
depots required. Our SCVs are under attack.
Meanwhile, we can attack this base. What am I going into? Is he there? He is there. Alright.
Research.
Cool, that army's fine. We don't gotta worry about it. Let's worry about defending our base over here. We just lost like 20 SCVs because we didn't move SCVs. This was just fine. It's okay, dude. We'll just make more. Re-rally command centers to this base right there. And make more. What I'm really trying to focus here on maintaining just pure production. I'm putting minimal effort into other things. It's really just don't ever let the barracks or the barracks. Don't ever let the factory stop producing if you can afford it. And look, we won the fight up here, so now let's attack this base in case he has that base. Okay, we can have like 3 SCVs on each gas. We're back up to 61 SCVs. We'll make some more still. Make this a planetary. Put a turret there as well. A couple of oversaturated SCVs can go up here. Main looks good. This base is getting resaturated. More SCVs. 66. We're almost done again. Let's make like another factory. We could use another one. Maybe like another 2 factories. Let's put one over here or whatever. Grab it. Grab it. Rally point. There's nothing here. Okay. Let's check this base really quick, and if there's nothing here, then I think we'll have one Hellion go scout the top right. Just in case he has a base we don't know about. We're at 200 supply. We're maxed. We're a little under saturation, but it's whatever. It's fine. Now we're going to start armor upgrades. And there's no bases. Okay, let's grab our whole army. Move it here. Make sure all my Thors and Hellions are in Hellbat mode and high impact payload. Move it there. Then we can scan his natural. See what he's got. That's it. And we can just A-move it right there. Call it a day. I'm gonna go back to my base, make a few more SCVs so we can hit back into that 70s area we like so much. It's game, boys. And that's game. This was it. 73 supply versus 200. Came down to, once again, just raw macro. Raw macro, boys. Okay, this will be the last game in Gold League. Then we get to go to Platinum. Oh my god. Platinum. What's your opinion on Call Down Depot? If you have to, you can use it, but it's not really something you should use if you're playing optimally. Really, Call Down Depot is just for those people that were distracted by something and forgot to make a depot. That's it. Like, it's not actually efficient. It's the same amount of energy as a mule is, and the result is it gives you basically the essential amount of, or the exact amount of 100 minerals. And a mule mines more than 100 minerals. So, it's not efficient. It's only efficient if you are going to supply block and you're like, ah, shit. Well, that amount of time is also going to hurt me more than 100 minerals, so I'll just fucking spend it. I'll just spend the energy on that. It's to basically correct a mistake. It's not actually what you should do, though, if you're playing optimally. Love the stream, ViBE. Yo, I love you too, man. I love you. Yo, ZVZ. Zerg vs. Zerg, boys. It's a platinum Zerg. Was it drinking stream today? No, it was yesterday. Yesterday. I know some people hate on the Bronze DM series, but I think it helps super low player, like low league players, a lot. I think it's fine. I don't normally do this kind of shit, but when I did it yesterday, or not yesterday, I did it 2 days ago. I had 300 viewers, and now if you look at my viewer count again, I almost have 300 viewers again. Doing this, which is honestly at this moment in time, it's a little bit more than my average. My average viewer count is usually around like 200. So I think a lot of people are liking it, and it's also something I can reference. I'm gonna upload all this shit to YouTube. And I'll just have a reference for people who are like want a guide on how to learn how to play StarCraft. You can just go watch these. It'll be on my YouTube forever, so it's mainly also why I'm doing it. Alright, so we're gonna make a gas.
We require more minerals.
Holy gosh. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. And ever, ever, ever. So we're scouting his ramp first. That's where we want to go. That's ideally where the Overlord positioning we want.
Oh,
Pools
yeah.
around 50 to 60%. Let's make a gas, boys. Make our gas. Yo, Dupliskin, thank you very much for the 17 months. I appreciate it, man. What's up, ViBE? What's up, dude? Now the Overlord comes out, we'll put it there. This Overlord's chilling right here, just in case this guy were to do some weird drone pull and run into my base. I would still know about it if my Overlord's here. But now that my Overlord's getting close to his base, I see that now. Let's move this back Overlord to there.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know, we'll move it forward, basically. Making drones still. We're going to re-rally my hatcheries to my natural, and my main has 16. This Overlord sees a hatchery. We'll move this Overlord here, so we can, you know, see this area and this area, and not have my Overlords close enough to get killed by his queens. Okay, so again, Overlord here, Overlord about here, and then we're good. And my third Overlord goes about like right there. And my Overlords are currently moving in position to do that. Twitch Kylie, thank you very much for the sub. Thank you, thank you. And also, meanwhile, guys, the whole time I'm doing this, I'm making drones. I haven't made a single Zergling. If you want to be safe, if you scout your opponent does not have a natural done by the time you get there, make a spine immediately. If you scout your opponent has a natural that is done by the time you get there, you can make a spine around like 34 supply or so. 30, 34 supply. Just make sure making drones is always your priority. Because it really should be. Now we can make a roach warren and an evo chamber while we still spend all of our larvae. Boom. Boom. Now a third queen, we can inject. Or creep spread, I mean. Now as soon as you hit around like 40 supply, that's about the time you're going to want to start going for gases. And I can also do something like put another Evo chamber right there on this side, so I can make a bit more of a tight wall. And look, this guy's gone for 3 hatch really fast. This Overlord, I'll move it back. If it dies, whatever. I'll just make more. But we're still saturating. You want to go up to 47 supply. 47 supply on drones. We're almost there. Okay, now we're there. Now we make nothing but roaches. And we start roach speed. We can move our spine crawler like right there. Move our queen like right there. Now the whole wall is walled in. Good stuff. And now we're just making roaches and overlords. So now we can go inject. Inject. Creep spread. Creep spread. And roaches. As soon as my overlords spawn. There we go. And we just keep clicking new area that's black around my base to that's in the fog to send my new overlords to go to. And we're not gonna move out. We're not gonna move out until my upgrades here are done. Or like they're like 90% of the way done. So make roaches, inject, inject, creep, creep, and we made roaches.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
How do you auto inject on default keyboards? I'm not really auto injecting. I don't know what you mean. I'm just you can go like this. You just scroll over, inject, scroll over, green box, inject. All right, so these upgrades are done. Select all army. Right now we have 16 roaches. Let's attack his third base, the outer base, the base that's gonna die easier. And at the same time, let's go take another hatchery, and let's make like another 5 roaches or so, just in case we need them. And then we'll make master drones for our third after that. We can also start weapons level 2 and carapace. I'm also not even gonna look at my roaches. Weapons level 2 and carapace level 1. Now we have 4 roaches is okay. It's bare minimum, but it's fine. Now let's start making drones for our third. Even though it's not even done yet, let's just start making drones, because he's going to be busy with my roaches. So creep timber, creep timber, creep timber, inject, inject, make overlords, make drones. We're going back to that whole process again. And let's look at our army really fast. We killed the third. Now let's go poke his natural, and we're actually going to look this time, because it's getting kind of late now, and we want to see if we want to continue this assault or back up. To be honest, we could continue that. Let's just let it do its thing. So we're gonna make drones for just a second here. Inject, inject, creep, 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 creep. Let's bring the screen over here to my third. How's my army doing? It's starting to kind of lose. Let's probably just back up now. Let's just back up. We're starting to lose that fight. Alright, so we're going to make one more round of drones here for this base. And now that we're going to start having a lot of money here again, let's make another hatchery. And now let's start making roaches again. We'll rally all our hatcheries here. Inject. Inject. As soon as I have a new queen here, we'll inject. Let's make some gas. And once you have a third base fully saturated, about that time as well, you should have this base starting to mine out. Take a gas in your main as well. So you go to all gases. And you can also do something like this. You can go and do a hydroden in your main too at this point in time. Creep, creep, creep. That's good. Now let's finish off our saturation. 3 here, 3 here, 1 there. Inject, inject, inject. This one needs 1 drone on the gas, and we're done. There you go. Now we're going into mass, roach, and hydra still. Back with our upgrades, we can start level 2 carapace. And we're just letting our units kind of like a mass right here. Meanwhile, we have a lot of vision of the map with our creep. And we see he's trying to take a new third. So we know what he's doing. We know he's trying to turn this into more of a macro game. Now our main's starting to mine out. Let's grab 4 drones, send them over here, go back to our main, and just make one of them into an infestation bed. Now let's look at our drone count. We're at 61. We're not optimal yet. He's got an army, we've got an army. Let's just go ahead and finish off our saturation really fast. Because, you know, I feel like we have a good enough army to defend ourselves even if he does attack. So we'll eject, eject, eject. We're at 72. Now we're done. Let's make nothing but roaches or hydras at this point in time. Roaches and hydras, boys. Now, while we're waiting for larvae and queens to eject and stuff, we'll creep spread a little bit more. We can move our overlord a little bit further forward. It's all good. Back to my bases. Inject. 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 Let's make some more overloads so we don't supply block. And with this inject that's popping off, let's make a bunch of hydras this time. Hydras, hydras, hydras. Now let's start a hive. We're just chilling right now. We're not really in a rush to do anything. Let's go ahead and add a overseer into our army. And we're already level 2-1 on upgrades for weapons and armor. Now we have level 2 Carapace almost done. We'll go ahead and finish off our army here with some roaches. Let's take another base. Fuck it. Start another hatchery. It doesn't really matter. I don't need to do anything crazy with it. We'll just start it. Now let's select all army. Let's move our army to over here. Now we can see it has mutas. Let's just do this. Go to every base. Go spore crawler. Spore crawler. Spore crawler. Spore crawler. We can start double gas here. And since we just made like 8 drones into buildings, let's go back into drones here. Make another like 8 drones. Now we can attack these rocks and get a quick entrance into his base. Now if we look back at our upgrades, our hive should be finishing soon. We'll keep tabs on that. It's not done yet. We'll attack his base first, I guess. We'll just A-move it and forget about it. Go back, look at our base. We'll inject. 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 We have a hive now, so we can go 3-3. 3-3. And we can start... Look, we haven't even lost the units yet, so we really can't make new units yet. Let's grab these units. We'll just F2 it again. Make it a control group. Let's attack towards his natural. Now behind this, we can make roaches and hydras. And we can saturate this base properly. We'll take another moment to look back at our bases and go, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's take another base, because my drone actually died up here. So if our natural starts mining out, it has places to send workers to that's over here now, instead of oversaturating this base. Now we can make hydras again, and roaches, and keep doing this process. Notice how when I saw the mutas, I didn't give a single shit. All I did was I went, alright, let's just make 1 spore per base. Let's just make a spore. And we already have a lot of hydras. If he would have gone mass muta, let's say he would have gone just shitloads of mutas. For one, if I macro way better than him, it'll never feel like it's a mass muta because I just have more. And number 2, if he had, let's say, instead of having like 5 mutas attack me, let's say it was like 13, okay, or 14. What I would have done instead is, instead of attacking him right away, if there was a lot of muta that just flew right into my mineral line, I would have used my hydras to defend it. And instead of making only like 1 spore per base, I would have made like 3 spores per base. And then instead of making like 8 drones to resaturate a mineral line, I would have made probably like 20 drones to resaturate my mineral lines. Because it would have been like 3 spores, 6 spores, 9 spores, 12 spores, 13, 14 drones, and now it's a gas. 15th drone into the hatchery over here. And then 16, 17, 18 for spores. And I might even want to go like a 19th spore and like a 20th spore randomly in between my bases. Which is fine. It's, you know, roughly 20 drones. Like, it doesn't have to be exact. It does not have to be exact. But the goal you should always have is to stop your drones, once again, between 70 to 75. If you're going to play defensive, sit there, sit back, macro up, make an army, attack. 70, 75 is like ballin'. You're ballin' at that point. And if we look back at the game earlier, before anything really happened, this is when we killed his 3rd base, actually. On the mini-map. And this is when I kind of let my stuff A-move. Look at our supplies and our economies overall already. This is the result of why I did damage here. Is most likely because he opened up with some lings early. And then he also went for a 3rd really fast. And he's also undersaturated on his bases. And we went for a build that's like defensive 2 base fully saturation, go for a timing on roaches. It's a really fucking strong timing. It's a timing you can still use even in Grandmaster League. And it crushes people who play anywhere like middle of the road. They don't fully commit to economy as well and then go fully committed to roaches. If they do anything non-committal, this build that I just did usually will crush the people who do that. It'll do a lot of damage early. And then, yeah, we're just going to have a big supply lead for the rest of the game now. And run with it. We're going to never really let our opponent take the advantage, basically. Ooh. Oh, the bird, it squawked at me.